Welcome back, everybody, to Joe's Bibles. This is Joe, and today I've got an excellent resource for you from Tyndale Bibles. It is the NLT Pastor's Bible. So today is the end of August, so September's coming up, and then in October, as many of you know, it is Pastor's Appreciation Month. And if you're looking for a good gift for your pastor, maybe this is a good gift. Now, Tyndale did send this to me in exchange for an honest review, and this is what we're doing today. So when you get this Bible, it comes in a two-piece box, which is a very sturdy, beautiful box. And then on the back, it's got all of the features. And also, this is filament enabled, which is a digital resource that has all of the NLT notes, study notes, or study Bible notes. It's a great resource, and it's available digitally if you buy this Bible. You just got to download the app and then sync it with this Bible. So the NLT Pastor's Bible comes in two bindings. The genuine leather, which is in black, and then the imitation leather in brown. And you can see that both of them have 4 spine hubs. I'm going to review the imitation leather one. And it's really thin. Look how thin this is. This is about 1 inch thick, or I should say thin. Here is the ISBN number. And this has 3 ribbon markers, which are not very wide. I'm a little disappointed in that. But these are not Beresford ribbons. It's only satin on one side. This is also a paste down liner. So this feels like vinyl. These feel like vinyl end sheets. So here's the front page of the Pastor's Bible. And then when you turn, this is the publication page. It is printed in China. This basically is the NLT large print thin line reference format. So you get the introduction, welcome to the filament enabled Bible, note to the reader's introduction to the NLT, books of the Bible, and then in between the Old Testament and the New Testament, actually not really in between, but there's going to be pastoral helps close to the end of the book of Proverbs. Then you get the New Testament, and then you get the rest of the pastoral resources. So again, this is typical of the NLT large print thin line reference. You've got 2 columns, which are fairly wide, and then at the bottom right corner of the right page, you have the translation notes as well as the cross references. And these are tiny, but if you have good eyes, it's not going to bother you. Now let's get to the pastoral resources, which to me, it was a little weird where this was placed. So after Proverbs 28, so here's 28. I think even after 29, Proverbs 29, and then you get the pastoral resources. And these are good resources. Let me show you what's inside this first part. So this is the weddings resource, and you can see how clean the layout is. Just beautifully laid out. Good job, graphic designers. Resource for funerals, hospital visits, baptisms, infant dedications, and then you get to the end of Proverbs. So it's really weird where this first part is placed, right? I would think, why don't you just do another chapter of Proverbs and put it in between Proverbs and Ecclesiastes? Okay, here we are in Matthew chapter 25, and the red lettering isn't bad. It's actually quite consistent all the way through. And it's not pink. It's a little bit darker than pink, but it's readable. Now, to give you a comparison of the red lettering, this is the genuine leather one, and pretty similar. Very consistent red lettering in here as well. So after Revelation, this is Revelation chapter 22, then you get the Tyndale Verse Finder. So after the Tyndale Verse Finder, then you get pastoral resources. Here's the grief counseling section, helping people cope with change, God's plan of salvation, discipleship, finding balance in your ministry, which is really helpful. I was reading through this. This is really fantastic, especially if you're a minister or a pastor. And then issues of sexual integrity, which is, again, excellent and appropriate for anybody in ministry. And then after these resources, then you get a visual overview of the Bible. Love this one, by the way. These are great resources. And you also get a bunch of maps. And then after that, it's the end page. The paperweight, this is fairly thin, and I'm guessing that it's about 28 GSM. Transparency, I guess it's not bad. You could still see some of the ghosting in the back, but it's not horrible because there's line matching, and that helps with that. And also, you would need a pretty thin or low GSM if you're going to get the Bible this thin, which is amazing. This is like an ultra thin line. Okay, so what do I think about this Pastor's Bible from Tyndale? I think this is great. I think it is a hit. I love the resources. I love all of the formats and examples that they have for weddings, funerals, grief counseling, all of this. This is really helpful. And as a pastor myself, I look to Bibles or references like this that's really quick to look at and just use for reference. So I love that. Excellent resources. And then the thing that I don't like about this, I've already mentioned this, is where the pastoral resources are placed. At the end of Proverbs, it's not even after the Proverbs are done. It's after chapter 29 for the first part, and then the second part is after Revelation and after the verse finders. I would have preferred if Tyndale just put everything, all of the pastoral resources, into one spot after Proverbs, even after Ecclesiastes, maybe even after the Old Testament. That would have been great to just have everything in one place. Well, that's it, everybody. Again, thank you to Tyndale Bibles for sending me a copy in exchange for an honest review, and I hope I was honest in this review. Have a good day, and remember, read your Bible.